Hi everyone, welcome to Prime Monster, at least the demo for it. I'm DisturbingPuppet. So this is a demo that was suggested to me, and I've checked out a few for the next fest, but not too many. This one was pretty fun, so we're going to do a little video on it. So what is it? It's a game where you are in a world of monsters who have adopted some parliamentary procedure and argue about stuff, like the trolls always want to spend money on building more bridges, the mummies want more government money for, like, new wrapping, you know, that kind of stuff. And you're sort of trying to get your faction to get what they want done. At first, you start in the demo, at least, as part of the opposition, and you eventually become prime minister. That's the end of the demo. But it seems like there's a continuing story where even when you're in charge, trying to stay in charge, get your bills passed, do what you want, that kind of stuff, is all part of the game. Now, I think what they really could do with this is very cool, but as it is, it's very fun. It does have some card mechanics, but it's not strictly a card game. You have some really cool abilities that you can use that are very strong, and those you can power by just discarding cards instead and just using those abilities instead. So you have the option of using your regular abilities each time. So we're just going to go through and run through the tutorial. It was very short, so let's go ahead and go through it. A long time ago, humanity got the boot. Pushed out, you might say. There was a new lot in charge now. Monsters. Oh, it all went very well at the start, as these things always do. But eventually they realized they needed a little more order. So they turned to mankind's greatest invention. Democracy. After all, it worked so well for the humans. So from now on, monsters would govern themselves via elected representatives, reasoned debate, and robust legislation. And at the top, a singular figure, the Prime Monster. The politician who won the hearts and minds of the citizens, and their votes. But today, as another government flounders, a new political leader has emerged. Will they lead their party to victory in the next election? Will they serve multiple terms and forge their own political legend? Or fail miserably and become a mere footnote in the history books? Politics is a monstrous business. Government, officially the most hated since the last one. A lot of these, it's kind of British humor, but it is pretty funny overall. There's also some background stuff on the various different factions and the government and what happened and stuff in the demo, which are kind of fun. As the governing coalition once again descends into chaos, the Prime Monster is attempting to salvage their agenda with a flurry of new legislation. However, a new leader of the opposition threatens to bugger it all up royally, according to sources close to the PM. On page 3, a revealing profile of the new rival. Chopper Badstone. So obviously there's going to be more. I do think what would be fun with this would be if you could name your own politician, even if you had to use one of the presets, and then name your political party as well. I think that would be kind of fun for streamers and stuff. Orc of the Town. Chopper Badstone has taken the reins of the unruly Orcs for You party and is determined to lead them to power with an aggressive style, a unique style of aggressive persuasion. I'm dyslexic, in case you haven't noticed yet, watching any of my stuff. Do we want to repeat the tutorial? I think we can get through it. Let's just start. I don't know if it will automatically or not. There's some pretty basic things, kind of the bureaucracy sort of takes you through all of the various different things you can do and how things work. I'm kind of curious what Regina Dentata in Excelsis means. Royal teeth are great? Something like that? You are the leader of the opposition. It is your solemn duty to lead the resistance against the government's noble attempts to actually get anything done. To do this, you defeat their bills by opposing or getting as many MPs as possible to vote to oppose. So yeah, we started a little bit later. So we have some gear and stuff down here. We've got a special ability. We've got our abilities that I kind of mentioned. So these we don't need cards to play. We can discard cards to do these more during a turn. We have various different amounts of authority. We've got some cash we can spend on things like bribes and stuff. All that kind of good stuff. And this is our office. Actually, this is a different leader. So when I played before, it was the mummies who were in charge. I wonder if it was him had up here with the darts on it. So it might be slightly different, actually. That's kind of cool for the demo to have some different stuff. So our ability here, your next Unify will be twice as powerful and also immediately cause your opponent to lose that much Unity. So Unity is what you use to get your own people from your party to vote for your side, and if you do damage to the opponent's Unity, they might go from voting for something, and then you drop it down enough, they'll go to abstaining, and if you drop it even lower, they might even vote for your side. Changes when your Unity is attacked or lost. Charges. So, and we have an item, gain 2 political capital. So that's our ability to do stuff. So over here we have do 4 damage. We can just kind of do this whenever we want a couple times, and gain 3 unity. There's various different things that will modify that, increase it, decrease it, all that kind of good stuff. So this is our office we're looking at right here. The party. So we can resign and change. So one thing that's kind of odd, the members of your party that are out there are the MPs, and they're represented by these little blocks. I feel like they could definitely make them more animated as it goes through. And when they're supporting you, they have these red bases. When they're abstaining, it's gray. So it's kind of hard to see at first when it kind of went through the tutorial. Just look at the base. While in opposition, you want your MPs to oppose all motions. The level of authority, which is up here, determines how many MPs intend to vote when a debate starts. So the higher our authority, the more likely our people will start voting for us instead of just having to convince them. That's all. Nothing too crazy. The schedule. So the Bridge Building Act was the tutorial. So it was the trolls trying to pass a bill to get bridges built. So we have the Flesh Donation Act. So yeah, this is a different. So it's a different leader and different bill. This is the government's flagship bill. Defeating this will really show that you are prime monster material. And then it goes to the general election. So if we can defeat them here, we'll probably win the general election. The shop. We have a little bit of money, not a huge amount. I had way more, I think, when I came into this in the last one. I actually bought quite a bit of stuff. So I think I'm actually coming into this weaker because of the way things went with the tutorial. Roll 1 chosen rival MP to get cash. So it rolls a die, basically, and there's a chance we get some money. Gain some additional political capital. I can't afford anything else, so I guess we'll take another one of these. It'll just let us use our abilities quite a bit. So we don't have to discard cards. We can just use these to power it up so we can use these more. But I'm pretty sure we can only do this 3 times per debate, 2 times per debate, that kind of thing. The polls. Daily Whale Online. I'm assuming... Yeah, this is us here. Yeah, it works for you. Very nice. Strategy. Tactics. We have no tactics. We can look at our cards here, though, if we want to. So, dealing damage. Stun an MP is just for 1 turn and do some damage, so they just can't do anything for that moment. So there are things that you can do to play on your MPs that will give you bonuses and things. Gain unity. Gain more unity. Chosen MP starts defending, so it gives us some protection from the attacks, the insults. What else do we have? Frenzied. So Frenzy, if we have someone who's Frenzied, they're going to give us extra unity when we play a unity card. So for each Frenzied MP, we would get additional 1. So if we had 1, this would actually be 5, 2 would be 6, etc. Quite a few of those. So this one, roll chosen rival MP to KO them, gain 4 unity. He wakes up when the vote is called. I don't remember doing that. I think I had a different dirty trick last time. So these two, because they have this icon up in the corner, are dirty tricks. There's a chance when you play these that the Shrieker, who's the speaker of the house, will get upset with you and cause some problems. So it's iffy when you want to play it. It rolls a die. So it's basically a 1 in 6 chance, I think, that something bad happens to you. But the more you do, I think it increases the chance, I think, if I recall correctly. So these are also quite good for just trading in for points to use these, but we have our political favors, so we might not need to do that. And we can look at our little cabinet. And so down here, we have all this information about the kingdom and all this kind of stuff. So this is kind of some fun, interesting, kind of quirky, cute stuff down here. I definitely recommend reading through it if you're interested. All right, I think we are ready to move along. There is a small discrepancy. Oh, right, before we do each one, there's always some kind of events that come up. I probably should have saved my cash for this. There is a small discrepancy in your last set of expenses. It's only a matter of time before some hack starts sniffing around. I wouldn't have had the money anyway. Pay the money back or poll rating. So this is our poll rating up here. So that's not great. Cook up a flimsy excuse and write it out. It was within the rules, I quite agree. There's no point having weak guidelines that are open to abuse if we're not going to live by them. Unfortunately, that does go down. Interview request. The national broadcaster would like to do a light-hearted, punchy 3-hour interview with you so the public can get to know you better. +1 political capital. I don't really need that. 50-50. We go up or down. I'm going to do it. I probably shouldn't. Failure. No, I wouldn't say it was a car crash. Car crashes are far more exciting. So I wonder what's going to happen now that we're in that. You'll lose the next election, your career will be over. We might be doomed in our tutorial then, because we just have to move on to the next one. Maybe if we win, it'll go up? I'm not sure. I'm not sure why that says lotto. So, we do get a nicer office when we become Prime Minister. But as it is, let's go. Oh, we are going to start with the Bridge Building Act. Okay. Very much not figuratively, we're talking a lot of bridges. The Trolletariat. If there is hope, it lies in the trolls. And, of course, leveling the playing field and more.
Right.
So we started off with some defense setup, and then he did his little attack. It shows kind of what he's planning to do. So this is what we need. In order to convince one of our people, we need to get to 16. Currently, he has 3 people voting on his side. He's at 5 out of 10. If we can do damage to drop him lower, he'll lose those people and they'll just go to abstaining, showing us the votes as it exists right this moment. We don't have our ability charged yet. We have 4 turns to play, so since he is attacking me, is there anything I can really do? We can get some defense going, so we might as well. So if we want to get additional points down here, we move this over to our guy. If we want to play it, we play it up here. I do feel like these should be animated more, something that they might do as things progress. Kind of curious, and they could change the layout, but I'm not sure at this point if they would change things. It depends on how far out the game is. Yeah, let's go ahead and have someone start defending. We'll pick someone who's currently neutral, so we'll block his attacks with our neutral people. We could go ahead and do some damage, why not? So another MP changed mind, very good about animating all this and showing it quite well. So we are now tied, unless we can change this. We can do some things. So again, I don't know if this is per turn or per fight, like overall argument that we can do this. So we've got 1. Let's go ahead and gain some unity. Unfortunately, we don't have any bonuses for that. So again, we go to 2 out of 3, but I'm not sure if that's for the entire argument or just for this round. I'm going to go ahead and play my political favor, I think. So let's go ahead and use this again. And I could use it again, and we would get somebody to switch sides and then be in the majority from that point on. We just have to defend our lead and maybe get more as we go through. I'm actually tempted. Let's go ahead and use it. Well, no, because our ability here, let's save 1. Let's just do some damage instead. Because we can gain and do damage at the same time if we actually charge this up. So let's end our turn. Government's turn. Argument comes in, does a little bit of damage, nothing too crazy. We do have our ability ready. We can get some people frenzied, which would mean we would gain more unity. So I think we're going to do that. We can't be blocking and frenzied at the same time.
Right.
He's planning to attack me for 5 again. We're going to block some of that because we still have that block. Nope. We want to do this. So they get all fired up, which means we're now gaining 6. Now, I could wait, and we could try to get even more. We could just gain the 6 and call it good, or we could go ahead and use my ability and gain much more and do some damage. Let's go ahead and just use my ability, Harness Anger. So now we gain 12, but we also do 12 damage. So now we're at a 3-to-1 vote. Take a little bit, nothing too crazy. So if one of his guys did have something like this, that would be where you'd want to stun them, but none of them do. So we do have some extra unity bonuses. Okay, so it did recharge, so it must be just each turn we can only use that. Okay. I am happy to see that, so it does make this much more useful if we want to use our political favor. We could hold on to it. I think we're fine for this. I think we're going to win this without too much trouble. We might as well... 3 damage isn't that big of a deal. We can do more, or gain more down here. So let's just get rid of that and give myself some political capital. We'll play these for even more unity. So we've got almost everybody on side. What are you doing? So he's going to play something on the MPs next turn. So nothing too crazy. Let's go ahead, do some damage. That'll drop him down to 0. So now all of his guys are like, we don't really care about this. Okay, so he does have some defense going. I don't know if we stun him if that stops him from defending. I'm curious about that. Let's pick him and see. Yeah, it did. So we stunned him, so he lost the defense. So then it went straight through. That's actually very cool. Okay. Do some damage. He's going to hit me a bit, but we can kind of outgain that. That's fine. And again, I could play my favor, but I don't really see that there's much point here. We'll save it for our next debate. We can get even more incitement. I think I'm just going to... Well, am I? Let's get another one frenzied.
Right.
Do some damage. So now I even have one of his guys voting on my side. I think I'm gonna do this. We'll get a couple points. Because I can use my ability. This is only getting me 6, but... Harness my anger again. Go with the 12.
Yeah.
Nice. I still don't have all of my guys on side, surprisingly. We do have one more. We could just gain some more unity, but it's not enough. He's going to hit me. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, we'll just gain some. Take it. 7-0. We got our little tally here at the end. And we win. Bridge Building Act defeated. Pull rating did go up, which is nice. We got some money. Alright, we get to choose a new ability. So, what do we got? Move defending from one chosen MP. The MP becomes frenzied, so we have to switch. Roll a chosen party MP to deal some damage. That MP then becomes frenzied. Not terrible. Does take 2 points to use, though. Obscene gesture. Roll chosen party MP to deal cut-through damage. Cut-through MPs cannot block it. So it is a dirty trick. I don't really like these very much. I got some much better ones last time. So it is nice to see a good variety. We'll take the attack dog, I think. Alright, we'll get to upgrade a card. I do like getting people frenzied. What's the upgraded? So we can kind of look and see if we want. We can choose, we can also go back and pick a different card. Deal a dice worth of damage, then become frenzied. Or gain unity and then become frenzied. That's an option. If we upgrade to this, what does it become? It's still a negative card, it's still only worth 2. Kill a rival, that's interesting. I haven't actually used any of these because I'm afraid it's always going to fail and cause me problems. So I'm a little concerned about that, but I do like the idea of killing an opponent's MP. Like, that feels very original British series House of Cards kind of to me. Just bump off an MP who's causing problems. I do like these, though. I think we'll take... I don't know if I'll use it, but I do like the idea of killing a rival MP. Brute Farce. Trollpole Comfort eats own bill after humiliating defeat. Zombie who sold body to Science sued. Our legacy has grown. Choose a new tactic or upgraded tactic. I'm going to pick another one. So what do we have? That's kind of creepy. Hype Orc. Roll chosen party MP to gain unity. Bait. Deal 2 damage again retort. When you attack, deal X damage back. Reduces in power each time it's used and fully expires at the start of your next turn. That's interesting. This we can do an infinite amount of times, it looks like. Start defending, so we roll to see how much he's going to defend by. That's interesting as well. I do have that special ability that's based on gaining unity, so I feel like we should focus on anything that gains us unity. So I'm going to do that. We'll take the Hype Orc. So I'm kind of prioritizing doing this stuff down here. Maximum political capital has increased. So now up to 4, we gain some authority. The next bill is Prime Monster Douglas Bones Flagship Manifesto Bill. Defeat it, and you'll shatter the government just before the election. Not doing great here. I might want to just save my money, but we could look at the shop. We still have the favor we can use. Kind of save that on purpose. So yes, the Flesh Donation Act. What can we afford? Anything interesting? A scratch card. 50% chance to win 20,000 cash. Tempting. 4 political capital. That's quite good. Chosen party MP starts defending 6. 16 cut-through damage. That's a lot. Huh. A bit pricey. We might have those events come up that are going to cause problems, so I don't really want to spend all of my money. I'm going to go with the scratch card. Let's see what happens. There's one way to get around those pesky party funding rules. Can I use it right now? Use. Failure. How unfortunate. It appears luck was not yours today. Yeah, I was hoping we could actually spend a bunch and do some other cool stuff. That's too bad. Well, I mean, the tip-off is very good. I do like someone starting defending. That does help us out a bit. I'm going to take that. An MP loves nothing more than a mention from their leader at the dispatch box. We'll save some money for because we are going to have those events when we start off. So let's just go ahead and... Ah! Was that the shopkeep? Okay, that was creepy. Yeah, I don't remember that happening before when I was doing this either. Alright, so... we are not doing great when it comes to our poll rating, so maybe we can try to do something about that. We'll see how it goes. In the polls, we are narrowly ahead now. Alright. MP caught abusing a swan. I'm afraid one of your MPs has been vocally interacting with his constituents again. I hope he was just eating it. Flog him. +1 political rating, or poll rating, -1 political capital. Pardon him, +1 political capital. Promote him to Minister for Aviary Affairs. We don't really want our poll rating to go down. I can get it up, but we'd lose a political capital and go down to 3. We could live with that. Yeah, let's flog him. Why can I not flog him? Oh, I don't have a political capital at this moment. Okay, I thought it would just reduce my maximum. Well, I could always use my favor here and do that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not a big deal. We just pay one of those points off. That's fine. Public do enjoy a good flogging, and this is a perfectly good excuse. Hey, everyone's happy about that. All right. New polling data. The latest report says that a ferociously stupid and unworkable idea is actually enormously popular. Announce it as policy. Or just ignore it. Yeah, we'll just ignore it. Get some more political capital. It's fine. Agreed. We will announce that a consultation process has begun. Alright, I think we're ready to go. Flesh Donation Act. All citizens are required to contribute £1 unless physically exempt. The Preservationist Party of the Skeletal Classes, backbone of the nation. So yeah, this is different than when I played the tutorial before. It was a mummy. So nice to see there are different parties trying to argue for different things, probably with different abilities as well, which is very cool.
Right.
Alright, so jeering. Whenever this MP's leader deals damage, he deals an extra, so he's doing 3 times 3 damage to us, which is not awesome. That is true. We've got Unity, we've got some damage. We've got a couple at the moment. Could we get somebody frenzied, because then we're going to do more with our Unity. So let's do that. We'll go with a supporter, I suppose. So do a little damage, he gets frenzied, so now we're going to gain more Unity. Very nice. He's going to hit me for quite a lot. Not a lot I can do. We can kind of outgain it for the moment, and do some damage. He currently has a very big advantage on us. I'm going to use this as well. So you can gain a bunch of blocks. So we're going to block a bunch of this initial attack. Actually, all of it, so we should be fine. Yeah, let's just gain Unity and do some damage.
Yeah.
Just charge up this ability is what we need to do, and then hit him for a large amount.
Wanderlust, Zombarix, Bumflippen.
They do have different, I swear that the mummy, the voice sounded different. It could be the same voice lines, it's just being delivered in a different way. We could stun him, so he's not actually jeering. I think that's worth doing. Get a little bit of a hit in. We can do some damage, but it would only be 10 at this point. Because we could double it and do 10 damage, gain 10. Not awful. Let's get some defense, additional defense going.
Right.
Do I want to go ahead and use it now for the 10? I think the best I could possibly do is probably going to be like 12-ish, something like that. It does recharge fairly quickly, though. I'm going to wait and see if I can get more, because we can get more guys who are frenzied. We can also do more damage. So for now, let's just gain the 5.
Explico, crippla, crippla.
Disrupting. What is that? These antics are making you distracted. What does that do? Doesn't actually tell me. We can kill someone now if we want to. I'm actually tempted to, but we could also use it for the 2 actions down here. I don't have a unity gain. Unless we do this. Or play something down here. We definitely want additional person to get frenzied. I feel like that's a good call.
Right.
I'm tempted to try to kill the guy over here. What is this? It's going to affect MPs and gain unity. He's got a pretty high barrier to get more guys to vote for him. He's already got most of them, as it is. I am very tempted to try this, but I think I'm better off... Oh, actually, it's over here, isn't it? Got the tribal and disrupted incoming attacks deal double damage. Okay, he's not attacking me at this moment, though. I mean, we could kill him to get rid of it. Just hoping it's not going to tick off the Shrieker of the house. So those are the dice rolls that could come up. So if we do roll a 1, it causes a problem. I can't remember exactly what it does, though. There is a negative to it. I just don't remember exactly what it is. I'm just going to gain the 2. It's 5 unity at the moment. We could roll for unity, we can gain unity. We could add a frenzied, but that would be it. Doesn't affect the damage, it only helps for unity. Which is only 5, so it's only a 10 right now. I don't know, it's pretty high to just get another frenzied. Let's do the damage. I keep holding on to this, but I feel like it's not necessarily worth it. I'm going to hope we get something next time. What I'm going to do is we're going to do the attack dog again, get another person frenzied.
Right.
And hope that next time we can get a high amount of unity and we can double it.
Vimbrelios.
Did we get anything? Yes, we got 9. Look at that. So that's going to be 18. Let's also get some defense.
Right.
What are you doing? Attacking for 18? Holy crap. That's a lot. We can block 9 of it. We're still going to take a lot. That's kind of rough, but we can counteract a bit. Harness our anger. Let's gain 18, do 18 damage.
Yeah.
So we are slightly in the lead. He's going to hit me for that 18, though, which is really going to suck.
Yeah.
We are going to lose 1 when we get hit, though.
Snipperet. Raffle clip.
Yeah.
Vimmer lion.
Okay, we are still ahead. A couple more turns to go. He's going to gain unity. We've got a frenzied. What was this again? Deal extra damage, and this one is making me disrupted. Yeah, let's get rid of that, I think. We're going to stun him.
It's
Get rid of that disrupted. Give me another frenzied.
right.
Just so we can gain more unity. We could go ahead. We've got this ready to go. We could power some stuff down here as well. Okay. So 7 doubled to be 14. Let's do that. Just a roll,
Right.
see what we can get. Only 2. Plus our 4 for 6. Alright. Use the ability. So we'll gain 14 and do 14 damage.
Good. Yeah.
Alright, that'll have to do. We are a bit ahead here.
As Leuporium Crumvit.
It's got a disrupting again. Alright, we'll take another frenzied.
Right.
He's gaining unity. We don't necessarily need the defense, so we could gain a bunch of unity instead. Do the damage. Since he's not attacking us, let's go ahead and just gain unity. So we're just going to gain 8.
Explico.
Alright, he's going to hit us for a lot here. We might need the defending now. Yeah, we're going to get hit for a whole lot.
Right.
24 damage is kind of crazy. He's only got the 3. I can't drop him down. We'll just have to hit him anyway. If I gain more, it's not really going to matter. I'm going to lose a vote. We'll go down to 5. I think that's, let's see, 24 minus 4, so 20 damage. We're going to lose 2 votes, so we'll still be ahead, I think. So I think I'm better off gaining unity at this point, because I have so many frenzied guys. We can gain 8.
Ocelos. Crumvit. Vimerablion.
So we just lost the 1 vote, and we're ahead. Excellent. Motion defeated. Let's increase one of these, maybe 10. Yeah, let's go to a 10 there. Skeletons rattled, so Douglas Bone fails to animate party. Coffin is new symptom of vampirism. Public advised to self-immolate for 48 hours if possible. Our legacy has grown. We could upgrade a tactic. Since this one costs 2, can we make it less? No. That's unfortunate. Gain 3 unity, gain 3 unity. That's too bad. It's just more uses. The damage goes from 4 to 7, and that's okay. Out of my options, that's probably my best one. I was hoping that this would drop in cost from 2 to 1. We could just use it more often, but it costs 2, so it's kind of difficult to use that much. Just use it more times per turn. I think we'll go with just doing more damage. Not that I do that very often. Election coming up. I think that's the end of it. It's time to face the public. So we should actually look at our polls. Yes, we're doing quite well now. We've actually gone way up. In the shop, we do have money, but I'm pretty sure it just goes to the vote and then we're done. So even if I buy something, I don't think it actually matters. Some interesting stuff here. Random events are more likely. I haven't seen a random event during a debate, so I'm not sure exactly. There's the events before. Your party funds generate 5% interest between debates. That's interesting. Gain 1 political capital whenever you return to your office after a debate. Got a favor. Letter from Citizen KO, chosen rival. All debate cards are increased unity +1. Or the increased unity are +1. I'm going to take that. But I'm pretty sure that is just the end of things. The general election. Make your voice heard for exactly 1 day, then be quiet. Ogre leader's private club in Orc Scandal. He probably put it there himself, claims Giant. Election night with the abominable Peter Snowman. I wonder if that's like making fun of an actual BBC person. Votes being counted. Your final poll rating. Quite good, actually. Public's verdict. We want big chop orcs for you. Win election. Gain 2 new MPs. Orcs for you dominates. Chopper to lead next government after storming election. Greens see red. Orcs furious about new legislation. Victory! You won the election and became Prime Monster. While nobody wants to downplay your achievement, I'm afraid this is just the start. In the full game, you'll quickly discover that holding onto the job is a lot harder than getting it. I kind of figured, like, it kind of seems like once you're in, there's probably, like, trying to keep your political capital up as you go through, different bills and stuff. Definitely would be interesting to see. So I'm definitely curious to see how this goes. Yeah, we have to. Apparently we're under obligation to wishlist on Steam. Yeah, definitely kind of an interesting little game. It is a card game, but it has some other elements where you have those abilities that are always available, and you can always just ditch your cards and play those instead if you like those better. Yeah, definitely an interesting thing. I'm curious to see how it goes, but I think, especially for streaming, I think it would be kind of fun to have, especially the party leader's name being customizable, the party name being customizable, those things, and if there was some animation for the actual MPs, I think that would be cool as well, rather than being just little blocks. But that last change, I think, is probably less likely. The other two seem like they'd be totally doable, but the other one, probably not. But yeah, it's kind of a fun little demo that I found through NextFest and played around with. So far, this is the best one that I have tried out, but I have only played a couple so far. Just not a lot of time to check things out. Anyway, this has been Prime Monster. I've been Disturbing Puppet. Thanks for coming by. Hopefully, I will see you next time. Until then, have a good one.